Hello everyone, Dustin here, Average Guy Hi-Fi again. I've got something here for you. With everything going on with the coronavirus, people haven't been wanting to meet up for me to buy speakers from them, and I totally understand that. But luckily I've got a lot of speakers around here that I can still keep these reviews going for you until we kind of move through this process. So I hope you're all staying safe out there. I hope you can work from home. Luckily, I'm in real estate, so I can kind of just work from home a lot of the time. So everybody else that's out there doing the service industries, we're all thinking of you. Keep up the good work. We need you at this time, and we're all thinking of you. So please stay safe out there. Okay, now that that's out of the way, on to why you guys are pretty much here, speaker reviews. So this right here is a set of speakers that I've actually owned 3 or 4 times over the years. This is a set of Definitive Technology Mythos ST SuperTowers. These were made in about 2009. Very highly regarded. If you read the reviews from these things from very respectable reviewers, they just had very good things to say about these speakers, kind of considering their form and function, which is exactly why I like them. Like I've mentioned to you guys, my living room system is everything. My kitchen's right there, my living room's right here, my bedroom's right there. So it's kind of just all out here in the open, so I need something that looks good. And I've owned 3 or 4 sets of these. I buy them, I've sold them, I've bought them to buy other stuff, I've sold them again, I bought them again, and they just kind of always seem to come back. They usually sell about the $1,200, $1,000 range on the used market. Locally, some people ask like $1,500, but they usually end up sitting around that price range. But basically, I think I'm about $900 into this set of speakers here. So, you know, right around that range, it's going to be a very good deal. The last person that bought my last set of these ST SuperTowers just loves them. He's texted me randomly, just be like, hey man, I love the speakers, thank you again. So very good sounding speakers. But anyway, onto the components. So what these are they're tall, much taller than they look right here with me sitting next to them. They're 51 inches tall. So if you get out your tape measure and measure up 51 inches, that's how tall these things are. They're pretty good size. But what they do is they take that tall form and they allow it to make it more slender, which is the kind of speakers that I like the look of. So again, I'll go over the components here. They have 2 5¼ inch mid-range drivers, and then in the center of that is a 1-inch pure aluminum tweeter. So this portion of the cabinet is totally isolated from the lower portion of the cabinet. And basically what the reason they did that is because this speaker also has powered subwoofers built into it. So this right here is a 6x10 oval powered subwoofer that has a 300-watt amplifier, and then it has 2 of these. You can only see one here, but I'll show you close-ups here in a few minutes. These are passive 6x10 passive oval radiators that basically what Definitive Technology says is it makes this speaker allowed to sound like it has a 15-inch woofer instead of a single 6x10 oval woofer. So saves on space, but it still has killer performance. And then basically on the back, it has a dial. If you have options for plugging these speakers in. Most people just run a speaker wire to the speaker terminals and then adjust the bass on the back of them. I actually run, my receiver is a Denon 3300 and it has 2 subwoofer outputs. So I actually run an RCA from the Denon to each receiver, and then I run speaker cables from the receiver to the speakers as well. So that way I can use these as dedicated subwoofers. And then I have more areas where I can kind of tweak them in there. So you can do it either way. Read articles on that. There's tons of information out there. So again, this is kind of just give you guys an overview of these speakers. These are the Definitive Technology ST SuperTowers. They had an MSRP of about $4,000 when they first came out, but they can be had on the used market, probably I would say $1,400 to $800 seems to be right where they end up landing when I'm watching them when they sell in the used market. So that's kind of the range of those. But again, we'll pop over there. I'll show you guys these things in action, and then I'll go over to the next room there and give you guys the Average Guy Hi-Fi score, which is kind of the main purpose of this channel, so you guys can figure out how speakers stack up if you own these at home. There's not a whole lot of reviews on these speakers, so I'm hoping some people out there get this and find this information helpful. Thank you very much. Stay tuned. Here comes the fun part. All right, everyone. Got the speakers all calibrated and everything. So again, the equipment is a LG OLED C9 TV. I have the Marantz MM7055 amplifier and a Denon 3300 AVR receiver. So the movie that we're going to be watching here, I've already watched this one once with one of my reviews, but I'm a huge Thor Ragnarok fan here. So just wanted to show you some bass heavy scenes for these speakers that have the built-in subwoofers and all that, so you can kind of see them in action. And I'll try to keep this portion of the video a little bit on the shorter side, but feel free to give me some feedback. If you want longer videos of me showing the speakers in action, just feel free to let me know and I'll make some adjustments on the channel. Again, I want you guys to kind of give me pointers, and hopefully I can make a channel that's worth you guys sticking around and subscribing to. So here we go. This is Thor Ragnarok in 4K. It's an LG 4K Blu-ray player, and then I'll kind of hit play here. This is Thor fighting Hulk right now in the arena, so it's a pretty good bass heavy scene. So here we go.
Oh, Vanna, I never thought I would say this, but I'm happy to see you. Vanna! Hey, Vanna!
No banner, only Hulk!
What are you doing? It's me! This is crazy. I don't want to hurt you. Here we go. Here we go.
All right, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed that short demo of those Definitive Technology Mythos ST SuperTowers. Again, I've owned these things multiple times. I've gone back to them a couple times after selling them. Always kind of regret when a person drives away from my house with them, but luckily everybody I've sold them to has just been super happy. I stay in touch with some of them. So again, this is kind of a fun little hobby that I'm involved in. But anyway, now we're on to the Average Guy Hi-Fi score section of the video. So again, I'm going to go through this quickly. There's 5 categories. There's quality, there's sound, there's MSRP rating, there is the aesthetics, and there's also the price I paid rating. And all of those, each category is 10 points. They all average out to an Average Guy Hi-Fi score there at the end. So we'll just start off when it comes to the quality. Everything about these speakers is quality. The only gripe would be this right here, the speaker grills. I know they had to do this for kind of the aesthetics look, but they're super flimsy, and the plastic pegs always broke off. Every pair I've ever owned has had broken pegs on them. So that would be my one complaint when it comes to quality, but everything else is top notch. I gave them a 9 out of 10. So I love the aluminum cabinet that feels super premium in your hands. I like the granite bases that they come with. I love the woven woofers. I like the binding posts. Just overall, a super high quality speaker, but they should be at an MSRP of about $3,900, $3,800 in that range. So 9 out of 10 when it comes to quality. We go into sound. I'm a little bit biased here. I love these things. I love the way they sound. I love the bass response. Getting away with not having subwoofers in your room is a big plus for me. Some people would still require subwoofers for the real low-end stuff, but these do the job quite well, pressurizing a room for most action scenes. So that, again, that Thor Ragnarok is a great movie, so add that one to your collection. So when it comes to sound, I gave them a 9 out of 10. When it comes to the MSRP value of them, I gave them an 8 out of 10. That's still a very good score, but basically these are about $4,000 speakers. So the competition in that price range for a pair of speakers is quite huge. But with that said, the amount of reviews I've read, my personal experience with these things, these might have been kind of the top performing speakers at that price point when they first came out. They kind of changed a lot of how the industry does things. I think when this ST Towers, all the reviews I read is just like, wow, having that type of performance and that beautiful of a cabinet is unheard of. So It can be done, but then again, you're kind of jumping up there in price point. So when it comes to the MSRP value and how they stack up in the competition, I gave them an 8 out of 10. Again, another good score. This is another category that's pretty subjective here. Some people like it, some people don't, but basically I gave them is the aesthetics category. I have a rather modern style to me. If you look at my gear, you kind of notice that. But again, my living room's important because all of my speakers are very vocal or very visual when people come in to my place. So I want them to look the part as well to kind of go around with the rest of the decor that I got going on. So I gave a 9 out of 10 when it comes to the aesthetics. I love how slender they are. I like how modern the cabinets look. It can kind of tuck away. They don't take up much of a footprint. Like the big RF63s and the Martin Logans, they are kind of good looking speakers too, but these do it basically the same quality of sound, but with a very thin cabinet, which a lot of people like in their systems. 9 out of 10 when it comes to the aesthetics of these speakers. My price I paid, I'm about 900 to 1,000, somewhere in that range into these speakers. So I gave them a 8 out of 10 as well, but that's not a negative, 8's a very good score, and it's just because I've seen them sell for cheaper. I missed out on a set a while back that was listed on OfferUp for I think it was like $400 or something like that. So I kind of kicked myself for missing out on that one. But again, my price paid, it's a very good deal. I see these things sell on eBay. I kind of monitor the used audio market. I see them sell on eBay for $1,500, sometimes $1,500 plus shipping. I've also seen them sell for around the $1,200 mark. There's a few listed right now currently with the video going, and I think they won about $1,400 all in shipping and everything. So my price paid is very good. If you can kind of get them around that $1,000 to $1,200 range, you're doing very good on these speakers. So I gave them an 8 out of 10. So again, when it comes to the quality, I gave them a 9. When it comes to the sound, I gave them a 9. When it comes to the MSRP value, I gave them an 8. When it comes to the aesthetics, I gave them a 9. And when it comes to the average guy HiFi price paid, I gave them an 8. That all adds up to 83%. So these are right around the highest speakers that I've ever actually reviewed. This was just a pair of speakers, but I'm working on getting the matching 10 center channel and then potentially a couple more 10s as surround speakers, but it all depends on the deals. For me to keep this channel going, I need to keep these deals nice and good quality so I can, or nice and low so I can just go ahead and sell them on to somebody else after I'm done reviewing them. But these are my personal speakers, but I wanted to get this review up. I know people are kind of locked in their houses and going a little stir crazy, so I just wanted to get this review up. Again, I'm specializing right now, just kind of focusing on the used market. I do buy new gear as well too, so I'm trying to grow this channel. Right now I'm up to 128 subscribers by the time this video is posted, so it's been a steady progress here, and I'm very happy with that. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed and used audio or just getting good deals, or if you're just starting out, subscribe to this channel. I'll give you guys some good pointers on my experience of owning a couple hundred pairs of speakers over the last 20 or so years. So again, my name is Dustin. I'm located here in the Seattle area. I know a lot of the subscribers are kind of in this area, so thank you guys. If we met personally, I hope you guys are enjoying the speakers I bought, or you enjoy the speakers you bought from me. All right, thank you guys. Average Guy HiFi here, and I hope you guys stay safe out there.